Resilience. The Art of Park Soo Keun. Produced by Tobin Reese Fine Art. Buying and selling the works of Park Soo Keun. The life story of artist Park Soo Keun is one of resilience. He was a patient man who endured war and poverty to become one of Korea's most admired modern artists. Inspired by the worn surfaces of antique Korean Buddhas and the narrative clarity of the ancient tomb paintings at Anak, his art was beyond time, both ancient and modern in feeling. Park's paintings memorialize the simple tasks and duties of daily life. "I have a humble belief that an artist should express the goodness in people," he once wrote. "Therefore, what I express on canvas is not complex, but simple." Born in 1914 in Yanggu, South Korea, Park grew up supporting his siblings after his mother died of cancer and his father abandoned the family. Despite these responsibilities, he taught himself to paint, inspired by his affection for the simple piety of the Angelus of Jean-François Millet. The French artist's depiction of peasant life appealed to Park's innate sense of the good to be found in common people. Park's first acclaim came at the age of 18 when his watercolor Spring Is Gone won a prize. By 1940, when Park moved to Pyongyang, he was well known for his scenes of farming and agrarian life. It was during this period that he began to develop the stone-like surfaces that would harmonize his small oil paintings. As Park explained, "I cover the raw surface of the canvas with white and yellow ochre paints mixed with sufficient oil, and I wait until it completely dries out. Only when the surface is ready, I start sketching people and landscapes, employing bold black outlines." In 1945, Park Soo Keun became a teacher at the Kumsung Middle School and was affiliated with the emerging Communist Party of South Korea. His paintings of peasant life, which exuded dignity and piety, continued to tell the story of hard work and decency in the face of life's difficulties. As his reputation grew, Park's work was exhibited in other parts of Asia, including the Philippines. He and his wife were separated during the Korean War, but were reunited afterwards. Although his family was often impoverished, he is remembered as a devoted father who often brought treats to his 5 children. Growing up during the Japanese occupation of Korea and living through the Korean War endowed Park with a profound sense of empathy. His childhood memories and sense of connection to other Koreans deepened his art. Medical problems afflicted Park during the last decade of his life, but he continued to paint despite eye and liver problems. Park Soo Keun died at the relatively young age of 51 in 1965. In 1970, the publication of the novel The Naked Tree by Park Won-soo awakened interest in Park's life and art. The artist had met Park Won-soo at the U.S. 8th Army Post Exchange in 1952, where he had been earning extra money by painting portraits of U.S. soldiers on handkerchiefs. His paintings of trees became the central symbol of the book, which depicted the hardships of life in post-war Korea. Park Soo Keun was also portrayed in The Naked Tree, which became a critically acclaimed bestseller. Over time, Park and his art came to symbolize the resilience of the Korean people. Today, the Park Soo Keun Museum preserves more than 1,000 items, including numerous drawings and 13 original oil paintings. The museum's architecture includes a traditional Korean stone wall and also a bronze statue of the artist it honors. Before his death in 1965, Park explained the underlying joy that had sustained his art through the trials of his life. "I find a great joy in depicting grandparents, children, and ordinary people that we find in our houses